Yes, we made it. And even now without a clipboard, so it's fantastic. So, yes, it's time for the last pitch of the evening. By spending some time with these guys the last couple of weeks, I realized about something, that the world is not as accessible as we think that it is. And the world of tourism even less. And what really hit me is the fact that I was taking accessibility for granted. What these guys want to do, our next finalists, that they want to make sure that all those routes and experiences are available for everyone. Please, for the last pitch of the evening, please welcome the founder and CEO of Will the World, Álvaro Silverstein.
Thank you. My dream since a kid was to travel to Patagonia and explore this amazing place, Torres del Paine. For many years, I saw this as an impossible, given the lack of accessibility as most of other tourist destinations around the world. But one day, my good friend Camilo came with the idea of doing this trip because he found online a hiking wheelchair that we fundraised through sponsors, and we did the first trip on a wheelchair to do Torres del Paine, Patagonia. Our story went viral, and hundreds of people reached out willing to do this same adventure. So we started organizing this trip to other people. Then is when we decided to co-found Will the World, a benefit corporation to empower people with disabilities to explore without limits. Will the World creates amazing travel experiences for people with disabilities and their families and friends. We partner with tour operators, and we work with them securing accessibility in accommodations, transportation, and activities. And we offer them then we offer these experiences online. In less than 1 year, we already achieved that more than 150 people with disabilities have traveled to places they never thought of going. We achieved to create 5 Will the World experiences in unique tourist destinations around the world, and our stories, our content, have reached more than 10 million people, changing their mindset on how they see disabilities. This is a huge untapped market that there's not a big player like leading it. There's 1 billion people in the world that has a disability, and if we consider their closest families and friends, there's 2 billion people that are directly related to them. We want to achieve break-even on 2020 with more than 160 Will the World experiences offered and more than 3,000 people traveling to places beyond what they thought it was possible. Our funding ask is $320K, especially to boost and grow fast our supply, and also to develop our customers' development strategy that we have been working with the Booster team here for these last 3 weeks. We are a team of people with and without disabilities, committed that traveling must be accessible to all. Our team is pretty solid in business strategy and operations, and we want to continue growing our expertise in digital marketing to achieve our goals. To finish, let me present you Claudia. She's 42, and 2 days ago, for the very first time in her life, she took a plane and she got into Easter Island, the most isolated place in the world. She's realizing now that life is great, that nothing should stop her on achieving her dreams. It is happening to her. It happened to me as well. It happened to all of them. And we want this to happen to millions around the world. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing pitch. One of the questions that Wiz judges had, did I do that? one of the questions that we judges had was around tailoring the experiences. Obviously, it requires quite a lot of tailoring across different types of disabilities. So if you could walk us through the operational aspect of the business and how do you actually do that?
Yes, so we are a young company. We started one year ago, and what we mastered is like onboarding a new world experience. And 33% of people with disabilities have a physical disability, and that's something that we have mastered. In the last project, we also understood how to understand how is visual disabilities and deaf disabilities. And so we are a team that knows really well what is needed for a place to become accessible for them. We want to focus first, of course, in physical disabilities and then expand to others.
Brilliant. Thanks for that answer.
Alvaro, you're working also with tour operators, right, in this program. How do you basically think of, let's say they disappoint, they don't live up to their promises. How will you cope with that?
Sorry.
You work with tour operators,
yes.
right? And what do you do if they don't deliver, if they would disappoint?
So if we don't deliver, we were thinking a lot that during this program that at least like we will find another one. But what we have been doing is like being very cautiously on what's the tour operator that we want to work with. And what's happened is after our first project in Patagonia, it's not that we started trying to reach tour operators, it's that they are reaching us because they want to work with us, because they don't know how to address disabilities and accessibility, and we are the ones who knows, and we are like, until at the end of the day, like picking up which are the best ones.
So you're in a unique situation where you basically don't have a lot of competition for your idea, actually.
There's not many competition. Of course, we want to scale, and that will be a challenge in terms of finding the best ones. For that, we see ourselves like growing our team and like having people with disabilities in our team working on the supply. And at the end of the day, like the disability movement started with a slogan like in the 80s, not a long time ago, with the slogan, "Nothing about us for us." Nothing without us for us. In terms of we are the ones that really understand how accessibility should be addressed. So that's how making them pay for trips to people that cannot afford. So that's something that we are testing with a bank in Chile. And we are going to test it in a couple of months, making they pay for people that cannot afford it.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Alvaro, last question of the night.
Yes.
I think we'd all agree this is a very grand and majestic vision, which we can all get behind. When will your vision be fulfilled? How many trips will it take? What will it take for you to feel like you've achieved your goal here?
I think that this goal will be achieved when accessibility is not an issue. When wherever someone wants to go, they don't have to think if they might be able to do it or not. I think that's our goal. That's our goal in terms of no matter where someone wants to go, he's able to do it no matter what disability they have.
Well said. Thank you.
Yes, so we reached the end of the pitches so far, and I just really don't want this to end. Yeah, but well, yeah, well, I'm so happy with this job, to be honest. So yeah, honestly, the year has passed by in flying, and honestly, I think it has been like a great opportunity also for reflection on different matters. I think that we can all take something back home and something to be thinking about. I want to thank you also, judges, for your time and for your commitment, not only this evening, but also throughout the last couple of weeks, also to help us to evaluate and to see who is going to get the grants at the end of the night. I want to thank also each one of you also for your time and for being over here and for being a remarkable audience, as well as thanking all of those that joined us via the live stream. And yes, we have people on the live stream because I got a lot of messages also. So thank you very much for that. I really hope that you have enjoyed this evening and that you're as inspired as I am and for sure the rest of the team. And what is going to happen right now is that we are going to give you 45 minutes to deliberate, because for sure this is going to take a bit more time to decide. How are we going to give away the 2 million euros that we have available tonight to support this amazing startup? So thank you very much, and I'll see you all in 45 minutes.
Whoa, that was intense. Are you as inspired as I am? Whoa, okay. Thank you very much for joining this live stream until right now. What's going to happen is that the judges need to go and deliberate based on the investor deck and, of course, the pitches. So, unfortunately, we need to say goodbye and stop this live stream. But stay tuned, because tomorrow on Workplace, you will be able to know who are the winners of the grants of the 2018 Booking Booster program. So, thank you and see you next time. Bye-bye.